Hi there, and welcome to another video bringing you the best information about horse showing and training and riding and all that other good stuff. So if you like horses and want to improve your riding and training, remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any new videos coming out. And this video today is brought to you by Grace. Grace so kindly sent in some photos to have her position reviewed. And if you'd like to have your own position reviewed, send us some photos. Send them to thistleridge@hotmail.com. Thanks, Grace, for sending in these photos. Really appreciate it. Generally speaking, generally overall, Grace, your position is great. You look like you're in balance with your horse, but we have a few little tweaks that we'd like to work with to help you improve your riding and get more in balance with your horse. So first of all, I want to go over some of the great things that Grace is doing in her riding position, and you can see this from these photographs. So here's the first photograph that we have here. Really like that the photographs are taken from the side, that way you can see your position really nicely and there's no jump standards or anything in the way. So here you can see one thing that we really like is that you're keeping your eyes up. Keeping your eyes up, looking forward is really important, because if your head is up, that helps keeps your whole balance, your whole body in balance, so that you can keep yourself aligned with the horse. Also, if you keep your eyes up and looking where you're going, that tells the horse where you're going. Just if you're sitting here and if you look left and look right, you can feel that there's minor shifts of your weight, and the horse can feel that. So if you're looking up and looking around your turn, the horse can feel the difference in the way your weight is shifted and will be able to anticipate the turn a little bit better. Keeping your eyes up helps keep your head straight and your back straight and your horse going forward and straight. Really love that this rider is keeping the weight down into her heels. You can see her heels are down here. Weight is right down, coming past her knee into her stirrup and into her heel, keeping her lower leg locked on the horse's side. Be a little bit careful with your spur here. It looks like you may be tickling him a little bit with your spur, so make sure that your legs are on and relaxed without your spur digging into his side. One thing I really noticed is this rider's straight line shoulder, knee, toe. This means that you are in balance with your horse. When you are in a riding position in the horse show ring, this is one of the things that the judges look for, is a straight line shoulder, knee, toe. Shoulder, knee, toe in your half seat or 2-point position helps keep the rider in balance with the horse. Now, for example, if you were to take that horse away from underneath her, just by magic, if you could pull that horse away from underneath this rider would stand, would land on her feet in balance. She's not in a chair seat, she's not tipped forward, she's in balance over top of her leg, and that's really important when you're cantering around. The other thing we like about this is that she's got a D-ring snaffle in her horse's mouth. I do want to point out, however, if she's going in the hunter ring, that this noseband is a drop noseband, a figure-8 noseband, and it's not permitted in the hunter ring. So make sure that if you are going in for the hunters, make sure you swap out that noseband for a cavesson noseband. And again, another thing that we like is this rider's seat is over the middle of the saddle, not over the pommel, not over the cantle, but right in the middle of the saddle, showing that she's in good balance with the horse. You can see her hands here are soft and relaxed. There's a nice loop in the rein. Her elbows are soft and relaxed. Her hands are soft and relaxed in front of her, keeping her in balance. Really good position. Here she is coming off the jump. And you can tell by this picture that this straight line shoulder, knee, toe is kind of at an angle now, so you want to make sure that when you are jumping and landing that you are, again, shoulder, knee, toe straight line, but that shoulder, knee, toe straight line should be more vertical. So for example, we like to see this green line, her shoulders coming back to the green line here so that she'd be more in balance over top of her horse. If we were to take the horse away from underneath her, she'd be landing on her toes and her body would be tipping forward, which means that she's not in balance. So we'd like to bring her shoulders back, and to do that, she's got to get her seat closer to the saddle and more over the middle of the saddle, shoulders up, maybe not so much closing of the hip angle, but keep the straight line, shoulder, knee, toe more vertical. This is where we'd like for her shoulders to be a little bit back more. I did so here. What I've done is I superimposed her body where I'd like to see it over top of her other body where she is. And you'd like to see her foot closer to the girth with the weight down. And you can see that I've kind of rotated it about her knee, so her shoulders are back over top of her hips a little bit more, and we like to have her hands down. So that's kind of like where we like for her to be. Here's another lovely photo of Grace going over top of a jump. Excellent position. She looks like she's with her horse, totally with her horse. Heels are down, but again, you got to be careful of those spurs. It looks like her leg has swung back a little bit, and her seat is pushed more towards the pommel of the saddle. We'd like to get her seat closer to the seat of the saddle, over top of the middle of the saddle, and be careful of those spurs. Don't let them dig in the horse's side when you're going. And that's a real problem, and this is because you're pinching with your knee, and when you pinch with your knee, your lower leg swings back and your upper body slips forward. Really love that you've got your eyes up, looking forward at the jump, the next jump. So we want the seat closer to the middle and towards the back of the saddle so that your hips over top of your heels. And your shoulder, if you bring your seat back more towards the back of the saddle, it'll get your shoulders where you need to be over top of your knees. You can see that if we were to take the horse again away from this rider and let her plop down onto the ground, she would tip forward and fall on her face. That's not good. Straight line, shoulder, knee, toe, and you can see that her shoulders are well ahead of her and she's folding over top of her hands. So contrast this position where her hands are to the first photo that we have here, where her hands are out nicely in front of her. And you know, that's a different phase of the jump, but you have to keep that in mind. And here you see that her hands are nicely out in front of her as well. But here, this one is that her eyes are up really nicely. I'd like to see your hands out in front of her a little bit more, and there's two things that can happen to get her hands out in front of her a little bit more. Is one, bring your shoulders back and her seat back closer to the saddle, and two, just pushing your hands out a little bit more. It's not a big deal though. There's a few comments on the horse's jumping. Look at this lovely horse is jumping. His knees are up. He's a little bit late, a little bit slower with his right front. He's a little bit lower with it, but it's pretty good. One thing you have to say is she swapped out the noseband, which is a great thing. I want her seat closer to the saddle. This is the biggest thing, is that he has got his hind legs split open. I like to have both hind legs together as he's pushing off. So to help improve this rider, there's some exercises that you can do. Lots of two-point position. Doing a two-point position actually with your hands above your head like this helps keep your upper body steady, because if you lean forward too much with your hands above your head, it's going to really pull you forward. Two-point position, hands behind your back, helps to keep your weight centered more back. And of course, riding without stirrups. Take a look at some of the other position reviews that we have, and if you'd like to get your own position review, please send me an email. Put position review in the subject line. Send it to thistleridge@hotmail.com. Thanks now. Bye. Thanks, Grace. Appreciate it.